Hi everyone, welcome to another edition of Trailmakers Creations by ThatDomGuy, yours truly. In this episode, we are going to look at a few new builds and a couple of older builds. The first one here we've got on the screen, this here is my Blue Shark. This is one of my earlier builds. I built them a while ago when I first started playing the game. Just the articulation in the body and stuff was what I was going for, a realistic looking kind of fish kind of thing. Making it as light as possible, which is why it's all tube framed, and trying to keep places for the joints and stuff to work as well. So let's load this sucker in and we'll have a look-see. Build, and we got to get in the water because it doesn't work too good on land. So let's bring her into the water again. Not super fast, but very agile and super fun. This is probably my favorite bot to use when someone imports a boat. Like not a speedboat, but like an aircraft carrier or a destroyer or something like that. Even if it's got guns on it, it's all fine and dandy. I can actually use this shark to attack the boat from underneath and roll the boat over and flip it, forcing them to respawn their creation because it's upside down. It's actually really fun. The guy in the boat is constantly firing at you, trying to shoot you, and you're swimming around underwater. Coming up underneath again. Scariest when you're underneath this boat, right? You just come up to the boat, hit it from underneath and push over like that. Yeah, you'll flip them right over, eh? You'll just roll right in the water. All kinds of fun. Not to mention just zipping around, right? Just being a shark is fun. It's very dolphin-like. Check this out. We can do some backflips too. Like I said, really flexible as far as the movement itself. Tried to get it as organic as possible. Make it look normal. Not super speedy, does a little over 50 on the surface, a little bit faster in the water, not overly, but yeah, he's fun. It's good at dolphining. Alright, so let's head back to shore here. Let's just do this because it's much quicker. Alright, now let's get rid of this. And the next thing we're going to look at is going to be one of my most recent builds. This is actually my attempt at a railgun. Yeah, I've seen a few people trying to build them. Since the electromagnets came out for Trailmakers, it seems like one of the most difficult things that you can actually build to try and attempt to get it to actually do and work the way a railgun works. So this is my railgun cannon. As you can see, this is the main part of the cannon in here. Got some lights on the front. Spinning sun rims, kind of a unique design, open in the back here. These flared areas. Kind of left that open so you can see the loading mechanism inside. Now what this thing actually fires, as you can see inside here, are a couple of straight tailpipe exhausts. One of the reasons why I went with the exhaust is so that when I fire it, I can actually see where it goes. You know, the trail of exhaust it leaves behind. The problem is that really hard to keep anything accurate when you're making a railgun. Unfortunately, the magnets don't work exactly like a real electromagnet would, generating a field that would keep your projectile within a certain stream. It seems like they fluctuate slightly. This thing actually fires pretty good, but let's have a look at the firing system. So if we zoom up inside here, you can see our two exhaust pipes sitting here. So when I hit T, that'll actually rotate my electromagnets as well as, and the rotation of the electromagnets is what loads the actual cannon. So we'll hit T, you'll see those drop down. Then I hit L to load it. Gets rid of those, and now you can see the exhaust are now sitting there on that little orange plate. And then we turn on the electromagnets that are in the back. See, now one did go flying way over there by the ramp. They do fly pretty far and fast, because they're small, it's hard to actually see them, right? So let's respawn that. We'll take a look at it again here, maybe a little bit back. So we'll T to load it. T to turn it on, L to load it, fire. So you can see that, look at that, way over there. See that, it's going pretty, oh, there it goes up in the air. See, it actually forces them to fly pretty far. It's just too bad that there's no, let's see, let's get to the other, oh, yeah, she's front heavy. It's pretty heavy. It's got dual shocks on it, dual straight suspension, but it's still pretty heavy overall with all those electromagnets in there. Go! Yeah. Oh, hey, we made it. Losing one wheel. That's okay. Sometimes that wheel actually gets blown off when I'm shooting the cannon. So we'll reset this. Now this is an explosive barrel underneath. The red one is explosive. So let's pull up here and see if we can actually hit this thing hard enough with one of our projectiles to actually get it to explode. I know I've knocked them over before, but I've never actually got it to explode. So we'll turn that on. We'll load it. Back up, back up. Oh, look at that. See, we hit it. The projectiles will come out naturally on their own if you just move in any way after it's loaded. So those exhaust pipes are just sitting there bare by themselves. There's nothing holding them there. So if you move forward or backwards really fast, it'll actually move them. They'll either fall out or they'll fire on their own. All right, let's try this one more time here. Let's see if we can get this sucker to hit these barrels. All right, turn it on. Load it up. Fire. Boom. Oh, we hit it. See, there they go. Yeah. Nice. So, see, we blew the wheel off. If they change direction inside the barrel, then, yeah, they'll just blast their way right up through the side. Or, again, the physics don't allow for it to actually be a solid, rigid object, right? So yeah, that was my attempt at a railgun. It's kind of fun to fire them around. It fires both of them when they do fire. It's kind of cool when it works. How? I have no idea where those ones went, if they even went anywhere. So that is my attempt at a railgun. It's pretty heavy, like I said, a lot of weight on this puppy. Alright, so next we're going to look at another new build, something I built in the last week here. This is my Aquatic Centipede. It's also a hover. So we'll bring this in. Okay, can you not be on top of me? Thank you, thank you. Alright, we'll jump in this puppy. As you can see, we are hovering. We got some thrusters here. All some chickens, no? Okay. So we got pretty good drift, pretty good control for something that's fully hovered. We got some flames shooting out the back there as well. And again, as long as we maintain it just over 100 miles an hour on the water, it stays pretty steady. Once we start going fast though, it starts wobbling and freaking out and getting all centipede-like on the water. I don't know if it's because of the wings or the lift, but see, we can just tap like this and keep that, and it'll stay on top until it's almost completely still. It'll just float on the water. But see, if I hold the thrust on, then we start getting this action. Yeehaw, ziggity zag. It actually goes back and forth. It does manage to stay. Oh, right on. Hit the land. Lost a part of the tail. Oh, let's rebuild. And it is aquatic, so it works underwater as well. Not quite as fast underwater, but still works just fine. I like the way the flames on in the fire pit still work underwater. That's cool. That's a nice effect. So we can get our centipede effect happening there, and because we have the thrusters on there, if we can get the right angle coming out of the water. Oh, look at that! Here we go. Again, super touchy. The steering is kind of weird when you're in the air. But you can actually get it to fly for a bit of a distance. Now if you want to hover, you just kind of got to bring the head out and then slow down so that the hovers kick in on the surface, and then there you go. You're back on the surface. But again, too fast and you get the old shake, rattle, and roll happening. And if that, yeah, thank God, yeah, so you start losing parts and it does that on land. Okay, I gotta go run into one of these barrels. Oh, look at that. The centipede came apart before the barrel did. I'll be. Can we push it? Roll over it? Oh, nice. Nice. There you go. The old centipede Olympics happening there. The old explosive barrel roll. So yeah, that was something I attempted to do. I've seen other people build snakes, hover snakes and stuff like that, so I wanted to try and build a cool looking aquatic centipede of some kind. And that's what I came up with. Alright, next we're going to take a look at an 8-wheeled car that I built recently. Just trying to build something that is completely as concealed as possible, something new, a design I haven't seen. So I built a car with 8 wheels. And that's what she looks like. So as we can see, each of the steering columns has got 2 wheels on each. Got some decent suspension in there, some motors. Pretty low profile, everything's tucked down nice and narrow. And she's got some horsepower. Actually handles pretty good. Got some red lights underneath. And it rolls on its side really good too, see? Look at that. Perfect landing. So yeah, she's pretty low profile, she's pretty slick. It can be a little hard to control in the dirt, she likes to slide around a bit. Oh. Oh, there we go. Nice. You can see you try and put some fins on top of the wheels there to give it some stability. Yahoo! Man. So yeah, the old 8-wheel car kind of looks kind of Batman-ish, kind of maybe something along those lines, right? Maybe it's just because it's all black, who knows, and it's got fins on it. And that's just something that's implanted in my mind whenever I see that I think of Batman. So yeah, that's an 8-wheeled car. Don't have a specific name for that one yet. Next we're going to take a look at, again, recent build, something in the last week. Call this a dual-chambered cannon truck. Check this out. It's a little floppy, but I was more concerned with the weapon package, making something that's really brutal. As you can see, it's just a basic off-road 4-wheel square kind of big truck looking. But it's got these 2 gray containers on either side. Once we get in, again, we can drive. They're a little floppy again because they're on servos, and that is because when we open them, you can see there's 9 cannons inside each one. Look at that, eh? Come out at slightly different angles. The bottom ones are shooting close to you, the middle ones are shooting a little further, top ones shoot a little further away. As you can see, we can hit space. Set to a nice pattern, but that's all fine and dandy if there's someone driving beside you. But what if you wanted to blow up some barrels in front of you? Well, that's why we have this function. We can simply extend these out and rotate them, open our doors, and rain hell on the enemy. We can also rotate these independently, or simultaneously I should say. Enough horsepower that it is pushing the actual vehicle right back. As you can see, this does anything that's in front of you is just going to be annihilated. I was just trying to make a weapon package that was the whole package. And then we can just close those up and tuck them back in, and we're good to go. No one knows. No one saw nothing. So yeah, again, pretty basic design, but I spent more time designing the actual weapon box itself, which could be used on, you know, numerous other bots. I've got it saved itself as an individual item, so I could mount it on the front of something or underneath some huge chopper in the future or something. Let me know in the comment section below if you can think of anything else we can attach that to that's feasible to some degree, and I'll see what I can do. All right, and our final bot or build is kind of a bizarre one. This is something I built a while ago, trying to see how many pistons and hinges I could get into a compact form that would extend into a larger form. What I ended up with was what I call a jellyfish. I don't think it really has any practical purpose whatsoever. I thought maybe I could use it as a net to catch other bots if you could drop on them, but it's nowhere near fast enough for that. It's actually surprisingly strong, or I thought maybe this is Trailmakers' most complicated landing gear. Because it actually works really good as landing gear. It's actually fairly strong. You can get in. As you can see, just all individual parts, no real body work. I've got some gimbal jets on there just to give me some lift. See that flex? Look at that. Whoop, whoop. So you can kind of see why I caught a jellyfish. So we go up in the air like this. We tap the space bar, kind of get that jellyfish effect. This is when everything's all compacted. Let's extend our pistons and let's see what it looks like then. Oh yeah! See how we got a nice little cage action happening there? You got our jellyfish flop. And I mean, that's cool landing gear. That's about as good a landing gear as it gets, right? You can drop from pretty high. Take your fingers off. Oh. Okay, we lost weight off the bottom, but landing gear is all still in one piece. I was kind of surprised how the pistons down here in the corners connected with straight suspension, how they actually were able to stay together even when I expand it this way. All the parts actually stay together, and then when we expand everything and compress it, everything still stays connected. I was quite surprised. Yeah, it's kind of cool looking. Gimbal jets take you up. Got some... Oh, we lost our... better rebuild. We lost our servo motor on the bottom for our steering. Oh, yeah, see, it's not the strongest, super strong, like fall from that height, but... So let's see, we'll pop up in the air here. We can turn, there's a couple of small jets on it just to move you around. Again, you're not going any place super fast. You ain't winning any sky races for sure. But again, I thought it was a cool kind of a trap. It's too bad there wasn't like a camo block that you could make yourself go invisible. And you could just drop down on another bot. Boom. Oh yeah, we just lose half our stuff there. But it is jellyfish. How tough do you expect a jellyfish to be? Oh, now we can't even get off the ground. Alright. So yeah, that was my little square jellyfish. I thought that was a pretty cool experiment to do, again, just with pistons and hinges. See what kind of shape you could make. If there wasn't a complexity limit, you could continue to make an entire sphere this way, I imagine. It'd probably be tough to do, but that would look really, really cool. I hope one day maybe they'll extend the complexity limit to allow for more parts. That would be really good. We can make bigger builds, but again, there's probably other issues that they're more concerned with before they plan on making the game that much bigger. The new campaign mode was really fun. That was really nice to have an actual purpose for your builds, right? Something specific that you need to actually do, rather than just open world like this. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is great having an open world where you can build whatever you like, but it's also nice having a challenge or a directive that you're trying to achieve. Gives your build some sort of focus. So yeah, that's the end of this episode for today. Thanks for watching. Any questions or comments, leave it in the comment section below. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, and we will see you next time.